Hey boys and girls, Mr. Tim here. And right now, if we look around, we see many people looking at what is happening. There's people getting sick, schools are closed, churches, we can't even meet in our building, and businesses are closing, and people are just worried. But hey, if you're a friend of Jesus, there's something you can do with your worries, because Jesus' power calms our worries. So there's this guy in the Bible that we're going to talk about today, that he was a very close friend of Jesus. He trusted him, but he took his eyes off of Jesus. So if you want to follow along in your Bibles, we're going to be in Matthew chapter 14, verse 22 through 33. And in this story, we're going to see that Jesus sent his friends out onto a boat, and while he stayed on the shore to pray. And then as the guys were out there, the waves started crashing, they started blowing real heavy, real hard, and it was getting crazy. Then all of a sudden they looked out and they saw something that looked like a person walking on the water. And at this point, these guys got scared because they thought it was a ghost. But as they got closer, they realized, hey, that looks like Jesus. And so as they got closer, Jesus called out to them and said it was him. And so Peter, being our main guy we're going to talk about today, he said, Jesus, if it is you, let me step out into the water with you. And so Peter, he steps out of the boat and he starts to walk on the water. And he's super excited because he's walking on water. But then all of a sudden he starts looking around at the waves and the distractions. And he started to drown, he started to sink. And so what we see is happening is that once we take our eyes off of Jesus and we start paying attention to our worries around, we start to sink and we start to drown. But guess what? Peter, once he took his full eyes off, he sank like a rock. But Jesus was there to grab his hand and say, I got you. And so if you're just like anybody else, if we turn our eyes to worries, we're going to drown, we're going to sink. But Jesus is there to grab our arms and pull us up. Because remember, Jesus' power calms our worries. All right, so now we're going to do a very fun experiment to show just how Jesus' power calms our worries. But wait a minute, I need all my stuff. All right, that's more like it. So today's experiment is we have this bowl of water here, and it's going to represent our sea, but it's also going to represent us. We also have our pepper, that's going to be our worries. And let's see what happens. So as we go through our lives, we're going to have many things that come and worry us. But when we start to take our eyes off Jesus, worries start to fill in. So little worries come in, and it sprinkles in, got a little bit there. But you know what? Even more and more worries come in when we don't take care of these. And so more and more comes in to where it gets crazier and seems like a lot more going in. Keep putting more in, more worries, because we're so focused only on ourselves. We have to get rid of these worries. And the way we do it, we're going to try to move our worries to the edge of the bowl with just our finger. Let's see what happens. Oh no, can't quite move it. Oh no, the worries are sticking to me. Oh, how can I get rid of these? Oh no, I don't have the power to move the worries. Oh no, now I'm all dirty, my worries are still stuck to me. Let's see what happens if we add Jesus to the equation and focus on him. See how his power helps calm our worries. All right, so now we have our dish soap here, and it's going to represent Jesus. So let's see what happens when we put our focus on Jesus. So now, when we have distractions around us and we only focus on Jesus, here's what happens. All right, wow, that is so cool. We see that Jesus' power calms our worries. And so when we focus only on our worries, we are weak and we're going to drown and sink. But when we focus on Jesus, his power calms our worries. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week to where now you can challenge your parents to join in our memory verse for this week. This week's memory verse is 1 Peter 5, verse 7. And it says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Now, anxiety is that worry that we've been talking about. Give it all to Jesus and he will calm those worries. All right, so now it's time to get out your My Thankful journals. And this week, I want you to draw a cross and a heart and something that reminds you of Jesus. And I want you to thank him for calming your worries this week. And so one last thing, we have some discussion questions following this video, and we want you to sit down as a family and really truly discuss these. Really hear what your kids are learning, and also be able to share what you're learning through these videos as well. All right, boys and girls, we want to thank you guys for joining us this morning, and we want you to stick around for 10:30 service, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great day.